All right. Good afternoon, good evening. Um, as you could see by my other screen, it was 45 degrees in Texas today. So I didn't make it out to do any POTA. I'm going to instead sit here and do a little POTA hunting, see if I can get some stations. Gotta get my screen set up. Guess that will do. I went out on Saturday. It was in the mid 50s. I did a little POTA. I went at around 6 p.m. and I made, well, I can pull it up here. Here's the logbook from yesterday. I made 40 contacts, but I started at 2310. That was my first contact. Well, no, it's showing 25. I got to show 50. I started at 2301. That was my first contact. And my last one was at 2343. So probably, what's that, 42 minutes? 40 contacts in 42 minutes. And I was calling CQ on 20 meters, 14305, all the way up until here. That's where I stopped. There was just so many people calling that I marked myself QRT, and when that series of calls finished, I just stopped. I had a few in Canada, but most of the rest were from the US. I did have one CW right here, which was on 15 meters. Again, nothing heard on 10 meters. 10 meters normally fades out, and you can't hear it until October in this part of Texas where I am. So I just stayed on 20 meters and made those contacts. Few park to parks, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 of the 40 were park to parks. And the map from yesterday looked kind of like this. I was actually running the G90 at 20 watts, and I was using the ham stick uh, with a mag mount on top of the car, and that's only because it was in the 50s and it was kind of cool, so I didn't want to take a big antenna out with me. So my propagation for me was kind of all over the place. I got a bunch in Arizona right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 5 in Arizona alone. But most of the rest were kind of spread out. And the conditions were bad yesterday, but according to the thing on QRZ, what's it called? This thing right here. Yesterday it was all bad. The K was at a normal level, it was about 2. But this A number was really high, and it's high again today. It says it's unsettled. Signal noise level should be about a 2 to a 3. So what I'm going to do is pop open hammers again. And I'm going to hunt and make a few contacts. Here is Mark asking for 23,450, a DMR. That's coming out of Discord. And I don't like talking on DMR, so I'm going to come back to that if I can. Let's go into POTA. Let's go into the POTA spots. I was hearing some CW on 18070. Let's see if it's still there. and that is WI0S. What's the thing I want? I want to... Hey Greg, what's going on? I've been half busy, hadn't had time to do anything today. So I'm gonna try to make some contacts here. I'm gonna look at my logbook, because I've made several contacts with this WI0S. Let me see. Yeah, WI0S. Yeah, I've made 16, and most of them have been POTA contacts. Thanks to Greg K6EGG for stopping in. Greg, are you by a radio? I can switch over to a channel here. Let's go a different angle for the CW key. There's the CQ. WI0S. He's coming back with my call sign. Thank you. 599. New Mexico. Now he started fading at the end there, but I got him. So we're gonna copy. I sent a 559. He sent a 599. And that was, looks like Keith out in New Mexico. So we'll hit save there. Get this cord out the way. And I was supposed to have the radio plugged in, and it's not, so let me do that. I hope that came through the recording there. So that was my first CW contact out in New Mexico. And we're going to see if we can get this sideband on 17 meters. Doesn't sound like we can. Oh, let me go back to that sideband. Well, the CW. Turn my break-in off. All I'm doing is I'm sending my call sign, which is KI5. Whiskey Whiskey Tango. And then he responds with my call sign, and he sends me a thank you. He sends me a signal report. And normally they send the state. Sometimes they don't. When he gives me the back, I will respond that I got it. I'll send 2 R's. Then I'll send a thank you. And then I'll say you are. And then I'll send a signal report, usually 559, if I can hear him clearly. And that's 5 dits, 5 dits, and then an N. So it's and I'll send it again. Well, messed it up there. And then I'll send my state, which is Texas. So I'll send TX. And then I'll send back to you, which is BK. And that's all you have to send. Now, if he sends something outside of that that POTA exchange that I'm expecting, it's going to take me a while to figure out what they're saying. But CW and POTA is pretty easy to learn. Not really hard at all. So let's move on and see if we can get any of these others here. 17 meters. Nope. Something on 10 meters. I don't hear the FT8 signal, so that means my propagation for 10 meters is not there. I mean 6 meters, sorry. So I'll switch over to 10 meters, and my camera's acting up again. Thought I had that fixed, but apparently not. Let's see if I can hear FT8. Now the FT8 is pretty strong, so I might get some 10 meter contacts here. Let's go to 28,300 and see if the beacon's there. Upper side band. Let's go CW. Alright, the 10 meter beacon's there, so I might have some propagation here. Alright, let's check the spot page first. Nothing on CW. This one's on 380. 404. Well, that's 412. That's 404. It's Montana. I can normally hear Montana from here, but I'm not hearing anything at all, so I'll go back to 300 and I will scan the waterfall here. See if anything's there.
Okay, Kilo Delta 9, Pixel Lima, Charlie Echo 8, Mexico, Germany, Zulu,
There's someone on 28,480, but they're not showing up on my waterfall. Since they're not there, I will move on.
QCQ, any station, anywhere.
Who's calling CQ though? No call sign. Oh, I didn't save that one, so I'll hit save.
Station Kilo Delta 5, come back again.
Someone on 28,495 is calling CQ. Once I figure out who it is, I'll see if I can get to him.
Kilo Delta 5, Golf Tango Juliet. This is Todd, Tango Oscar Delta Delta here in Richland, Washington. You are 59 into Richland, over.
Alright, so I'm getting into Richland.
Yeah, Roger. Is this Joe? Is this Joe in Texas, over?
Another Joe in Texas is on the other side.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for coming back to me. What a great sounding station you've got there. Very loud, very clear. What's your station set up there, Joe? What kind of radio are you running? How many watts? And what kind of an antenna have you got there, over?
Sounds like it's going to be a rag chew. So we'll find something to do while we're waiting.
Yeah, Roger, Joe. It's definitely working.
These are all the...
real good into Richland today.
Turn that down.
About 60
While I'm waiting for him to finish talking. These are all the POTA contacts from yesterday. 1, 2, 3. 3 from Canada. All the others were from the U.S. Again, only heard one on 15 meters, which was CW contact. I didn't hear any sideband on 15 meters, and I did not hear anything sideband or CW on 10 meters. Now that guy may have faded out on me. Signal's gone. Or the other side's talking. The other Joe's talking and I can't hear him. And I got my hat on because my bald head glares and it causes problem with the green screen. So that's why I have the hat on inside. Now, normally I don't get on when people are trying to rag chew, but I'm going to give this one a call. I got Josh last night during his live stream, and he's already acknowledged it here. I don't think I got anyone else that I normally get. Oh, I got Neil here. Kilo 7 Sierra Echo November. I normally get Neil when I'm doing a POTA activation. He's in Arizona. So I've got Neil 27 times, and most of them were POTA activations. And I think I've lost that 10 meter. I don't hear anything else on that 10 meter, so let's fix my camera. It keeps dropping focus. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. What did I just do? I had the wrong one. Oh, I was on this screen right here. I was looking at that. Let me see if I can fix this camera really quick. It has something to do with these auto features that are turned on. Thought I clicked them off. There's something. Focus distance is still on. Now it's out of focus. See if I can focus manually. Doesn't look like I can. We'll be out of focus on this camera. Doesn't matter. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, it's out of focus. I might have to leave the autofocus turned on. Alright, there we go, but it's dark. That is the exposure. And I've lost that 10 meter contact I was working on. I don't hear him talking anymore. Let me figure out what's going on with this camera. The color temperature is set to auto. Exposure time, blah blah, focus distance. Let's turn the auto stuff back on. It's not the color temperature. It is the exposure time, which should be at 4:16, it says here. Gonna move this around a little bit. That looks a little better. We'll leave it that way. I don't want to mess with it. Back out. There we go. Okay, let's get back to Hammers. We were on 495 and someone was talking, but then they stopped. So let's keep scanning.
Alpha, 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 VK, 5UK.
28500 has somebody. I'm hearing one side, but not the other side. And I'm watching the waterfall right now. I need to go smaller. Something on 28528. Sounds like it's going down south. But I can't hear it, so I'll move on. Let's see if the 29... There's a FM repeater, KQ2H in New York. See if I can hear that. Not hearing anything. But if I key up, I don't get the response from the repeater, so it's not reaching. Let's see if there's anybody on 29600 FM, which is the FM calling frequency. Propagation may not be there for FM right now, but I'll give it a try. CQ, Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango calling CQ. CQ, Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango. Usually give it a second there, see if somebody responds. Again, using FL Rig to control the radio, so I don't have to touch it basically. I can do everything from FL Rig. These are all CAT commands that you send out to the radio. Let's go back to 10 meters and make another pass through there. Utah on 444. They're down in the noise. I can barely hear them. California. There's Montana. And there's Iowa. Nothing heard there. So I'm not getting anything on 10 meters. On to the next one. I'm hearing FT8, which is good, which means a good signal is possible.
Roger, 5-9 both ways into the park, US 4453 into California.
Alright, there's someone on 15 meters. Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango. Roger, got you about a 5-5 into North Texas outside of Dallas. Roger that, 73, thanks for taking my call. Alright, signal's kind of fading, I could barely hear him though. But a contact is a contact. We'll copy. Let's see, he's at Angelus, or is that Angels or Angelus? 55.
Whiskey 4, Charlie, Tango, Yankee, Kilo 9, Mike Charlie, 4, Juliet, Alpha Yankee, QSL.
Looks like I got him just in time. He's starting to get a pile up there.
Kilo Oscar 4, Juliet Alpha.
Nothing heard on CW. And I don't hear these two other stations that are there. Quick check of the waterfall. I don't see anything else. I heard something there.
Depart today, US 4453 in the California QSL. QSL.
Oh, that's the guy I just talked to, 304. 304, 275. So nothing else on 15 meters. Let's go down to 17. New Mexico, I can usually hear that. I don't hear him calling CQ. I don't hear him. Now my setup has changed. I'm downstairs. My radio's down here. That's why I'm looking down here. Alright, I'm not hearing that. I thought I already talked to him. Was that on 17 meters? Let's see. I don't think that's right there. 0924. $18,070. I talked to him earlier on 18070, but for some reason I've logged it on 28495. So let's edit that. It was 18070. And I'll go back and check the log to see. I know it was CW. CW's 30 watts. And we will save that. Save changes. Alright, so now it's green because I've already talked to that one.
You're having a great day, 73.
Let's see if I can hear Wisconsin.
Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike, QRZ.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango. Joseph in Texas. You're a 5-9 into Park US 1457.
Roger, I got you about a 5-5 in North Texas outside of Dallas.
Copy the 5-5 outside of Dallas. I hope you are having a great weekend. Thank you very much for hunting me down in 73.
73.
Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike, QRZ.
That's a nice signal there, and he got a pile up as soon as I finished with him. I heard him loud and clear, but the meter was at a 5. And this is 18150. See, it's logging it here, and there's the power. Since hammers can do rig control, it'll keep track of the frequency, the power, and the mode. You don't have to keep changing those. All you have to do is make sure you put in a grid square here. Alright, we'll log that one. See if we can get 146, which we can't. Let's go to 20 meters. See what we got. Said POTA. Came back with my call sign. Alright, now he came back with a short exchange. He just gave me a signal report, and then he gave me a state. He didn't give it to me twice, so I gave it back to him once. I just sent the signal report, and then I sent my state. If they want him to go fast, I try to go fast if I can. WI2X. See this 41. This WX4CAR/4. WX4 car. Let's see what that is. That is the Cherokee Amateur Radio Society in Canton, Georgia. Unfortunately, your signal is fading. I'm going to turn the volume up a little on this one, see if I can hear it. WX4CAR. And he came back with my call sign. Signal report 559. GA for Georgia. Forgot to turn the camera back on, but you get the idea. dit means the end of the conversation. Copy that. 559 on both sides. That was a POTA. It was 140435 CW. And there's another green one. See if we can hear Florida here. I usually make a pass or two through each band just to see who I can get. I can normally get Arizona, North Carolina, Georgia, and lately I've been getting Montana for some reason. I don't know why. Propagation, I guess. There's a signal there, but it's kind of low. Can't make that one out. Let's see if that was the activator. Turn the camera on so I don't forget. I'm running off the Palabar BAS 71 infed. It comes with 71 feet of wire. I've got an extra 40 feet added onto it. And it's not a straight run. It kind of starts up on a 6-foot fence. It goes about 30 yards to a shed that's back up about 15 feet. It then comes back to where it started, but it's over about 6 feet. And that's back on top of the 6-foot fence. And then it runs the length of the fence the rest of the way, about 6 foot off the ground. And that seems to work pretty well for me. It allowed me to get FT8 on CW when I couldn't get it before. Alright, not here in California. Massachusetts. They're faint. Again, Hammers defaults to CW on the lower side of the band for anything CW. So I have to keep changing it to upper sideband. Nothing from Massachusetts, move on. Nothing from California, move on. That one's faint, I can barely hear it. We'll keep going. We'll check the FT8 signal just to see if we can hear it. And there it is, pretty good. So we'll look for some sideband. I have to start at 225, so let's do 227. Nothing heard. Upper sideband, 2800. I got my noise reduction too high. There we go. Next one is 237. There's something down on the waterfall. Let me go see what that is. Even though I can't talk down there.
From New Mexico. K6AER. Kilo 6 Alpha Echo Romeo. K6AER.
K6 AER is at plus 10, but I can't talk down there, so I'll move on to 237. Whiskey 1, Whiskey Charlie. May have to turn that one up too. Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango.
Kilo 4 Oscar Whiskey down to 5 and 9 QSL. QSL to 5-9 November Charlie. Hey, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. 7-3. Roger, Roger. Thank you, buddy. Was there another station ending in whiskey? Kilowatt Golf 7 Charlie Whiskey. Oh, you're way down there noise. I got Charlie Whiskey. Come again with your call? Kilowatt Golf 7. Kilo Golf 7 Charlie Whiskey. Kilo Golf 7 Charlie Whiskey. Down here on a 5 and 5, buddy.
It's about a 5-5 here.
54 Idaho today. Thank you. QSL to 5-4 Idaho. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. 7-3. This is Whiskey 1 Whiskey Charlie for Park from here. You are that.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango. Alright, that's the second time. I'll give him one more try. Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango. Alright, so he skipped me and went to two others. That's not right. It's a DX station on 255. North Dakota's right above it on 256. Nobody's responding though. Nothing in Georgia. Another DX on 63.
Calling CT20, calling CT20, Whiskey 3, Romeo Kilo Delta, calling CT20. Calling CT20, Whiskey 3, Romeo Kilo Delta.
Whiskey 3, Romeo Delta Kilo sounded like, calling CQ.
Okay, Kilo Charlie 4, and there's POTA, Whiskey X-ray 4, Charlie Alpha Romeo.
Whiskey X-ray 4, Charlie Alpha Romeo /6.
Whiskey X-ray 4, Charlie Alpha Romeo.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango, 5-9, US 2194.
Roger, got you 5-7 in North Texas, outside of Dallas.
Thanks for 5-7 in Texas. Thanks for being there, 73.
73.
POTA, Whiskey X-ray 4, Charlie Alpha Romeo.
Whiskey X-ray 4, Charlie Alpha Romeo.
POTA, Whiskey X-ray 4, Charlie Alpha Romeo.
He doesn't like that /6.
November. Alpha Delta 9, Foxtrot November, 5-9, US 2194. 5-9 Illinois, thank you.
I think I said 5-7.
Whiskey X-ray 4, Charlie Alpha Romeo, CTO, POTA. 34, Tango Juliet Alpha, 5-9, US 2194.
Let's see how we're doing lookups here. From QRZ.com, let's go to hamdb.org and see if they can look it up. Let's say 6.
November 2, Charlie Golf.
Alright, I can look it up on hamdb.org.
Roger, have you 5-5, 55 Michigan.
So let's go to that other one and tell it to do a lookup.
Whiskey Delta, Juliet Mike Delta, 55 Papa Whiskey Hotel, 5-9, US 2194.
Apparently hamdb.org can look up that slash. So /4 is doing CW and /6 is doing sideband. And they're both at 2194.
Southwest Ohio, thanks for the pickup and being out there today. Thanks to Ohio, 73.
Did I do that one?
Fantastic. You got one now. I hope you're having a good day.
It's a good signal. I hope it's the activator.
Beautiful. Never say never. You'll get Hawaii. Think positive.
Camera's still out of focus. Focus. I think you have to leave the autofocus on for it to work right, but then it starts doing that weird stuff where it shows all the colors. Focus distance. Set that to auto. We're gonna come back and try it again.
54 Kilo Yankee Sierra.
Let's see here. Now I've got it in focus. Question is it gonna flake up on me?
Thank you. Stay luck with your activation. It's free.
Alright, I'm not hearing the activator on 259.
Roger, roger. 54 Kilo Yankee Sierra, W4 KYS.
So we'll move on up to 285. Oklahoma is too close, probably. Normally don't pick up Oklahoma unless it's on 40 meters or 80 meters. 292. $296. 2 in California. 307. 307 said Minnesota. I can usually hear Minnesota. Let's see if we can.
You're 5 and 1. 5 and 1 is Minnesota.
I'm hearing an echo though.
Okay, thanks so much for the 5x5 from Wyoming. Thanks for nothing but
I can barely hear this one, but I heard the QRZ.
Kilo Juliet Golf from Wyoming. You're 5 Minnesota.
But not loud enough to make a contact, so move on. 325. Somebody's above 325. It's 326.
Kilowatt Charlie 0 Sierra Zulu Kilo.
N4 TRD. N4 Turd in Georgia. That's that one right there.
Thanks, William, for QSO number 4. Appreciate you, 73. Mexico, come now, please.
Let's see if we can get this Georgia station.
Whiskey 0, Mike. Lauren, hey, buddy, 59 plus. Thanks for your info today. Thanks, Lauren, 73, QRZ.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango.
Kilo Charlie 0, Sierra Zulu Kilo. Dallas 59 on our first QSO. Thank you very much. Back to you. Yeah, 5-9 both ways. And Mike Oscar, you actually got a very beautiful signal on that radio. Thanks for activating at 7-3. Roger, Dallas. Thanks for the comment. I appreciate it. And like I said, thanks for QSO number 1. Hopefully we get a ton more. 7-3. 7-3. This is November 4, Tango Romeo Delta QRZ.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango.
Park, please. November 5 Echo Mike Mike. Good evening, Scott 59. Standing by for your park, please.
Now, I was out at the park with my G90 yesterday. The G90 only runs 20 watts, so when I was trying to get in on some of these pileups, I wasn't being heard most of the time, so that's why I just started calling CQ. 20 watts, you probably won't get into a pileup.
Kevin, good evening, 5-9. Hey, you're 5-9 in Kansas. Good job. Roger, Roger, Kevin. Thank you very much for QSO number 1. I really appreciate it. You have a great evening. 7-3. Bye-bye. Thanks, buddy. 7-3. This is November 4 Tango Romeo Delta QRZ.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango.
Charlie 1, November Charlie. Joe, 5-9 plus 20. Great signal with great audio. Your 5-9, Matt, in the main. Thanks. Roger, Roger, Joe. Thanks for me, and I really appreciate it. You have a great evening. 7-3 QRZ.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango.
Kilo 5, please. One second. There was a Tango X-ray. Stand by. You'll be next. The Texas station. Stand by. Joey 5-9. Joey 5-9. QSL.
Who's Joey?
Roger, Roger. Yeah, buddy. Thanks, Joey. 7-3. The Texas station, please. Roger, Roger, Jerry. Thanks for QSO number 8. I appreciate it.
It's about 5-5, but it's clear.
7-3. Have a great evening. This is November 4 Tango Romeo Delta QRZ.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango.
Was there an Alpha Foxtrot Romeo?
It's not hearing anything.
Foxtrot Romeo?
I'll give him one more try.
Kilo Delta
N4 TRD.
Romeo Alpha.
I see Whiskey Whiskey 3 Kilo is out at Cedar Hill State Park. I'm gonna tune up and see if I can hear him. I probably won't because it's way too close.
This is November 4 Tango Romeo Delta QRZ.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango.
Whiskey Alpha 2 again, please.
Alright, he doesn't hear me, so I'm moving on.
Alpha Golf. Mr. Alpha 7 Charlie Fox Golf 5-8 over.
I'm hearing this Arizona station. See if I can get through his pileup.
You're my first DX, over. The alternators are coming in nice and clean here, just a little low on the power level. 72, all right, very good. Thank you. Have a great one. Thanks for the call from BC. This is Kilo 7 November Tango at 4432. Thank you.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango.
November 5 Echo Mike Park to Park. Wow, 5-9. Okay, copy 3058. I'm at 4432. And yes, your report is 5-9 plus.
It's like he's got a pileup that I can't get through.
Yep, 7-3. Appreciate it. Thank you for the park to park. CQ POTA. 6 Alpha.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango.
Kilo Alpha 7 Oscar Hotel India.
Alright, pileup on 333. I want to see if I can hear that one.
QSL 5-9 Kansas, Alpha Delta 0 India Mike.
I can hear Kansas loud and clear, but Texas right down the road, I can't hear it.
Delta Echo Golf. Whiskey 4, Delta Echo Golf 5-7, Northwest Florida.
It's down in the noise.
Number 2, Charlie Golf. QSL 7 Southeast Michigan. Alpha Charlie 5 Oscar.
This is around the time I started yesterday.
Flies on, Louisiana.
Kilo Juliet 5, Juliet Papa Lima.
I can't hear him calling QRZ.
Kilo Juliet 5, Juliet Papa Lima.
Let's try this one down here that I couldn't get.
Sierra India Tango 58 over. Oh wow, thanks for the 5-9 out of Montana. You have a great night, okay? Yep, 7-3. QRZ POTA.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango.
Alright, a truck just pulled in the parking lot here, and that is Kilo Echo 5, Yankee Tango Whiskey, is that right?
No, that's not what I said.
You're blowing it. You're 15 over 9, okay? Yes, sir. It's Kilo 7.
Somebody above 325, 326. That's the other one I couldn't get through. I'm at 90 watts on the FT991A.
That's an unexpected pleasure. Thanks, Bob. Have a great activation. 7-3.
7-3.
This is November 4 Tango Romeo Delta QRZ.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango.
Whiskey.
November 2 Charlie Sugar Golf, is that it?
Still can't hear me.
November 2 Charlie Golf. Roger. November 2 Charlie
Since
Golf.
20 meters is usually so busy, I'll make another pass on 20 meters. That's a strong signal, but I don't know which side is which yet. Hopefully it's the North Carolina side. I can barely hear the CW, so I was not hearing the activator. Somebody with an LF in their call. Again, I'm not hearing the activator, but I'm hearing the person calling. It's calling from VA, Virginia. That 123 dot dash was a V and the dot dash was an A. Can't really hear those. And I don't usually do FT8 when I'm doing the lives because it's not really difficult to do FT8. You just punch a button and wait for somebody to respond. I heard him say the park number, 3424. It's kind of low.
Got the Whiskey Kilo Tango, November Tango, or TNT, is this Steve or Mesa? You guys are serious. Back there.
236 is Idaho. It's
That's Stevie flying. Yeah, that's right. It's like a lot of things. You guys got it right down there in so many ways you were talking about. Hey, thank you. I appreciate the hunting. Mark 3424. Do like that.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango.
Victor Tango station coming in.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango.
like John, another Texas, Texas, Texas fireman today, man. PWD5, Whiskey Tango.
Roger that. I got you about a 5-5 in North Texas, outside of Dallas.
I'll give you a 5-7. 34, 24 ice age floods up here in the Pacific Northwest. Rain in the Pacific Northwest.
Roger that. 73, and thank you for the contact.
Yeah, thanks for her. Appreciate it. You are that. Kilo, Romeo.
Signal was getting kind of low on that one, but I got what he was saying. That's 236. This is why I go back sometimes, because then sometimes propagation changes and you can pick up a station, or a new station comes in and you can pick that up. It's that DX station, J88. J88CU. See what that is. St. Vincent. I don't know if I've ever got St. Vincent before. On voice. Georgia, are you still there? That's down in the noise.
Say again, please. Kilowatt, 0, Charlie, Bravo, Victor.
That's the one I couldn't get before.
Charlie, Bravo, Victor. Charles, is that you? QSL.
73 from KBT UEW. Thank you, sir.
7-3. 7-3, buddy. This is November 4, Tango, Romeo Delta. QRZ.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango.
Number 2 again, please. Roger, Cindy, I've got you 5-9. Roger, Cindy, thank you for QSO number 1. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening. 7-3. Thank you. 73. Tokyo Kilowatt, come now, please.
I think this Arizona 333 was the other one I couldn't get. Let me see if I can get this one. I'll give you one last try, you turd.
Roger, got you logged. Thanks for running. I really appreciate it. 7-3. This is November 4, Tango, Romeo Delta. QRZ.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango.
Quebec, Kilo. Come back, please.
Didn't hear me again. That's this one in Arizona. I was hearing it, but it was louder before.
Yeah, I forgot my laptop, and I'm using my phone and my finger just too damn fast. I got you in there, man. Thanks for hanging with me, okay? All right, very good. Yeah, your report, you're 5-9. All right, break with you. Kiki POTA.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango.
Kilo 7, Whiskey Alpha Quebec. I'll give you a report on the over.
Again, that's not what I said.
Roger, thanks for 5-7 Morgan. 5-8, you got a great signal, sir. Thank you.
Signal's fading. Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango. Alright, that one's not hearing me either. So let me, there's a new one that popped up there, 343. This one right here.
All right, I am in Park US 007 Yellowstone National Park.
You'll be a 5-7 at Yellowstone National Park. See if I can get you.
All right, Thomas, I got you in the logbook, 7-3s. I'm having a real hard time pulling you out.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango.
Whiskey 7.
Since I'm hunting from home, I don't mind sitting through a pileup. Sometimes I'll call 4 or 5 times to see if they can get me. But if they can't get me after about 4 times, it's usually obvious they can't hear me. And the signal is fading. They're getting lower and lower. Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango. Here in northern Arizona.
Go ahead.
Oh, he said QRZ. I thought he said go ahead. Who else we got?
Alpha Charlie 5 Oscar.
Alright, I've made 2 passes through. I can hear that CQ down in the noise. It's from North Carolina. I normally hear those. Alright, not hearing the activator on that one. Again, I'm using the Hammers Pro. Hammers Pro has rig control. You have to run FL rig to control your radio. Then Hammers talks to FL rig right here, so that whenever the frequency changes here, it's also going to change here. So if I were to change that and scroll down, it'll think about it a few seconds, and then it'll change here. So now it says 140609. If I change the mode here, it'll change the mode here. And again, it's not instant because it actually polls FL rig periodically. So if I go to 10 meters, just to see if anyone's there. Usually don't find anything on 10 meters. $17. Sounds like I can hear the activator though. KD8IE. See if I can get this one. heard the call sign, so I'm going to wait till he calls CQ again. There's the call, KD8IE. Apparently someone's much faster than I am. When they send that dit, that means that's the end of their QSO. And usually the other side sends a dit back. So since I knew what the call sign was, after I heard those sets of dits, I sent my call sign. But someone else sent theirs faster than I sent mine, so they didn't hear it. And the signal is fading on me because it's getting lower and lower. It says he's at 18 words a minute. And I'm at a blazing 14 words a minute because that's as fast as I want to go. But I'm finding that the longer you do CW, the faster you get because you start recognizing the characters much faster the more you do it. So if you're at 10 words a minute or something like that, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and do it. The more you do it, the speed is going to pick up just naturally. He said QSY. Is he going to QSY? I was waiting for it. Yeah, he QSY. It means he's going to another frequency. Let's see if we can find something else though. There's the FT8 signal on 12 meters, so that's pretty good. If we go, we've been through all these and back. I haven't done 40. It's kind of early for 40. It's still dark. It's not really dark outside. It's kind of light outside right now. There's a guy I talked to before. WI2X. WI2X on 20 meters CW. Now, if someone close by in like Oklahoma or Louisiana, Mississippi was doing CW, I could probably hear him on 40 meters. There's only a few there. There's a Japan station. Even though I can't transmit down that low, I still like to see if I can hear the signal. I'm not hearing FT8 yet because probably because the sun's still up. So let's see if we can do any sideband 40 meters. Wouldn't hurt to check. There's something down to the left on the waterfall. 7200, that's where all the crazy people meet. If you're an old crazy guy and you got a radio, go to 7200, 40 meters.
Well, no, but there's a drunken Floridian in here. Everybody beat me up.
They just talk over each other and don't ID, that kind of stuff. 209, 37. Alright, nothing on 20 meters, so I am done for right now. I will probably come back after after 7 p.m., which is a new UTC day. I didn't try 15 for a second time. Let's see real quick. Australia doing CW, but I can't hear him right now. Station in Florida doing CW that I cannot hear. Well, I am at 49 watts. CW I normally do 30 watts. That's more than enough to get around the world if I need to. And I'll make my final pass at both sides are faint. And they got a pileup over there. I don't want to sit through a CW pileup. I thought that was W6AWG, but that was not a G at the end of that call sign. And these signals are very low. That's what a pileup sounds like. That's Huntsville State Park here in Texas. So I probably won't hear that one. More FT8, 225, 233. Now N8TEN is on the digital SSTV channel, so let's see if I can get to him before somebody starts doing SSTV. Turn up the audio a little bit. Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango. Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango. That's the second time. You got one more. Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango. Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango. Roger, you are 5-5 in North Texas, outside of Dallas. 73. 233. You were 5'5". Gave me a 5'9".
Kilo
233.
Juliet 5, Juliet Papa Lima. Yes. Kilo 7, Whiskey Alpha Quebec.
Kilo 7's normally West Coast.
Yeah, you're at 5758, kind of in and out up here in Springfield, Oregon, QSL. November 7, I see a couple times, didn't get back to you. You're 5757 QSL.
Now, see, I've been waiting for this guy, the turd.
Thanks, Jamie. 73 QRZ.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango.
Kilo Whiskey 0 Juliet. Mobile, say again, please.
Close.
Kilo Whiskey 0 Juliet India Mike Mobile QSL. Roger, Jimmy, you're 5'9". Great signal for mobile. Our second Q, so buddy, back to you.
In for TRD.
You are 5 and 9. Sounds like you're in my back door. You have a great activation in 73. Thanks, Jimmy. You drive safe out there tonight. 7-3. This is November 4. Tango Romeo Delta QRZ.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango.
Mike Romeo Kilowatt. Come back, please. Sure thing. November 1. Mike Romeo Kilowatt. Bill, New Haven, Connecticut. Roger, Bill. I got you in the log. 5'9", buddy. I got you 5'9". Really good audio. 73. 7-3. Have a good evening. This is November 4. Tango Romeo Delta QRZ.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango.
November 5 Oscar Golf Romeo William 5'9".
All right, I've talked to him 3 times, and they were all POTA.
William, thanks for Arkansas. I appreciate it. Have a great evening. 7-3 QRZ.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango.
Whiskey Tango, come back, please.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Tango. Joseph 5'9".
Roger, you're 5'7" in North Texas.
Roger, in the 5'7". You're in the log, Joseph. 7-3.
73.
Kilo India 5, Zulu Alpha Zulu.
Zulu.
Plus 20, buddy.
Gave him a
You're
5'7".
sounding good over here. Got you
Forgot to turn
5'9"
the volume down.
in Louisiana.
5'7", 5'9". I'm hearing that Louisiana station pretty clear, and it's close by. We were at 326. Move that over and need to put it back up there. There we go. 326.
Station ending in November, please.
Kilo Juliet 7 with the Foxtrot.
Yeah, it always dipped when you were saying your first number there, so I missed it. But good luck and keep activating. We appreciate it. Take care, 73. No worries at all. I appreciate you working with me there. Thank you so much. And 50 back. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Kilo Foxtrot 8, Juliet Alpha Bravo. You are good.
Now that one's down in the noise, and we might have to struggle. It says 5'5", but I can barely hear it. I'll give it a try and see what happens.
Okay, thanks for the 5'9", man. It'd be 5'7", 5'7", and Charlie Tango.
I was going to try it, then the signal got worse. Whiskey 1 Charlie. Someone down below him, probably here.
November 8, Tango Sierra Uniform.
And I already got that one.
I got you copy at November 8, Tango Sierra Uniform. It's like Tom, back in Ohio. That's where I was born.
right, so that's enough hunting. What I do normally when I'm done is I take these logs. I've got 12 contacts here. The file that I created was created on April the 4th, and that'll have contacts from the 4th on up through today. So I will take these and export to ADIF. Put them in a place where I can find them, which is there. And since I'm hunting, I don't upload these to the POTA website. I'm just uploading them to QRZ. Because some people look for, they want to get this little star up here, which means that you also uploaded the contact. So I try to do that. So I will go to the list. There's my contacts. Click this little box right here. It says import from ADI file. And you have to choose the file that you want to import from. And it's in that work directory. It's the one called April the 4th. And I select it. And then I click import. And it tells me it uploaded some files, blah, blah, blah. And as you can see, these are some of those from the 6th that I uploaded. Well, that I logged in hammers. So the WX4 car was a /4 and a /6. I usually start a new log on Friday and let it run through the weekend. And then I upload them before Monday, which is in about 30 minutes because it's going off of UTC time. So that's all I'm going to do for now. I'm going to hunt a little CW later night and maybe some FT8. 73 guys, and thank you for watching. Get this back to the main and take off the starting soon and put on the thanks.